What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Anyways, that was over dramatic stuff for no reason. Today we are here to watch the Many Saints of Newark, a Soprano story. So when we were watching the show on the channel, by the way, if this is your first time on the channel, Sopranos link will be in the description for you to go and watch my reactions to the show, season 1 through season 6. Now, a lot of people were telling me you have to watch the movie. I know it's a prequel, I know that much. There was rumors about this even before I actually reacted to the story we were hearing about. This was big news, right? You know, I haven't watched The Sopranos at the time when I was hearing the rumors about it. I knew about it. It was a sequel. The thing that hit me the most about it was that I knew that James Gandolfini, he had died, and that his son was gonna play him in the movie, his real life son. So that's what kind of grabbed my attention towards the entire thing. Is I was like, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So now that we are here, and a lot of people are saying, it wasn't that great, right? Some people are saying you should watch it anyway. So here we are watching it after we just embarked on two of the most incredible movies that I've ever seen, Godfather 1 and Part 2. So before we jump into Part 3, right, which I've heard that it's the worst movie of the three, not that it's bad, even though some people think it's horrible, but that will be judged by me. So we're going to jump into the Many Saints of Newark, see if it's an enjoyable movie or not. Regardless of the situation, let's just enjoy. So we're going to jump in. Hopefully you guys strap in, get your popcorn ready. I will pause if I have something to say. Seems like people actually like that format a little bit better than the timed reactions. So of course you already know the full reaction for this will be available on the Patreon on early access for membership on the original channel. The links are down in the description as well. You can go there, you can see it. Unblocked reaction. You already know what time it is on YouTube. All right, so in any case, guys, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all for all the support that you guys have been showing love for the movies. The movies are doing pretty well on the channel, garnering views that I've never really seen on the backup channel. You know, so appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Welcome to the channel. If you're here for the movies, I'm gonna start doing at least well, we are doing one per week right now, but I'm gonna try to bump that up to 2 movies per week. And of course we're gonna trickle in all the other stuff, the TV shows and the anime stuff as well. That's gonna keep going. So let's jump in. This movie looks intriguing. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna recognize anybody until they say their name, but in any case we're going to pursue nonetheless. So let's jump into the reaction, and I will see you guys after for a thorough review. I'm gonna say this because it needs to be said. I did not enjoy that. I did not enjoy that. That was 2 hours of my life I think I would want back. And this is just coming from my initial reaction. I'm still gonna give it a score and review it and talk about it, but I just wanted to get that off my chest from the get-go. So if you sorry, if you are looking for me to praise this movie, I can't praise this movie because this was basically told from Christopher's perspective, right? It was told from Christopher's perspective, from the grave. And I don't even know how to start reviewing a movie like this, because I do things a little bit different over here, right? And this is probably like the first time in a long time that I've watched a movie and have, I mean, they are aspects of the movie that I could say that was cool. A lot of Sopranos reference, of course, right? But basically, in my opinion, what they were trying to show is the biggest influence on why Tony became who he became, right? Based on Dickie Moltisanti. And, you know what I'm saying? What really turned him into becoming the person that we saw in The Sopranos, right? Which is cool. I have no issue with that. No issue with that. Did the actors do a good job? Definitely. The acting was top notch. Mind you, some of the characters were very cheesy, trying to be like, you know, the guys from the Soprano, but there's just certain things you just can't replicate. So for the newer people that we never really got to see in The Sopranos, like Dickie, you know what I'm saying, you know, young the lady that played Livia, everybody else did a good job, but I was not so into the Paulie and the Silvio came off a little bit too cheesy. It didn't seem that cheesy in the TV show, and that's very hard to replicate, even playing a character. You get what I'm trying to say? It came off a lot more authentic from the actor that played Silvio in The Sopranos and of course Paulie Walnuts, right? It came off a lot more authentic. In this, it just seemed kind of cheesy because they were trying to, you know, be like them, their mannerisms and stuff like that. It just came off very cheesy, like a really bad impression. You know, that's just how I felt about that part of it. The acting, otherwise, Ray Liotta did a very good job as the father and as the uncle as well. You know, I always like to see Ray Liotta and stuff. He's always been, you know, top-notch acting, in my opinion. Loved him in practically everything that I've seen him in. So that there was no surprise there when it come on to, you know, him acting and knocking it out of the park. Like, no issues there. As I said, for the most part, the acting was done very well. I just think that they didn't really have a great script to do this movie. I think it felt not rushed. It didn't felt rushed. It felt like the person who wrote it didn't know what the hell they were doing. It's like there was no showing. I am trying my best here to make this make sense. You know what I mean? I'm trying my best here to make this make sense without coming off as, you know, hateful. You know what I mean? So when I was watching the movie and seeing where it is going and the thing, I think they spent too much time in the first part of the movie. You guys saw that mid break that I took where I was telling you guys, like, this movie ain't going nowhere. I don't understand. It felt like, you know, somebody just happened to have a camera and, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, they're just taking like a day-to-day. It felt like a vlog. Let's put it like that. That's how the movie felt. It felt like it was a vlog. You get what I'm saying? But it's a vlog where they're not breaking the fourth wall, right? So it's kind of like a reality show, if you will. That's the feeling I got. Like the first like hour and like 10 minutes of the movie, it felt like it wasn't going anywhere. Like I didn't know the motive behind the movie. The movie was about Dickie's influence on Tony Soprano. That was the premise of the movie. That's what they went in with. That was the script, right? But the thing about it is, like, showing me who Dickie Moltisanti was doesn't explain why you have Christopher Moltisanti given this backstory, right? Um, the connection, I don't know, there's a disconnect somewhere in this movie. There's just a disconnect with basically Christopher Moltisanti telling this from the grave, right? We heard, a little bit about Dickie Moltisanti, here and there during the TV show, here and there, right? We knew he was a huge influence on Tony. Like, that wasn't missed at all during the TV show, right? It wasn't missed at all. We knew this, right? That, he had a huge influence. We know he died, right? I did not enjoy this movie. Even though I know what it's about and the tale that they were trying to tell, I can't sit here and lie to you guys and say I enjoyed watching this. It was unnecessary, to say the least. I thought the movie was gonna center around Tony and the things he did, you know what I'm saying, leading up to, maybe where we, dropped off started off in The Soprano or something like that. But it was mainly about the influence that Dick Moltisanti had. I mean, was it a point where I was saying I want to know more about Dickie Moltisanti? There was never a point where I was watching the show and was like, I want to know who Dickie Moltisanti was. He was of no interest to me. And this movie did not change my interest. It didn't move my interest in the character, in, you know what I'm saying? Like, also the whole Harold thing. There was a part in the movie where he shot the shotgun through the hole, right? He was there. Harold came, looked the man in the eye, and did nothing. What the hell was that about? And then the scene just cut, and we don't know what happened. We just know both of them was still alive. You were literally there to kill Dickie. Then what the fuck happened to Johnny? He didn't die. Did he run away? We didn't see him run away. Right? He was there caught up in the thing. Like, when did he move? Like, did he just disappear into the night? Like, there's so many things about this movie that made no fucking sense. Like, let's just be honest about it, man. I mean, then you're gonna have an inaccurate thing about Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas never in a million years would do some shit like what they in this movie. It just didn't happen. Frank Lucas, they made him wear a chinchilla coat, which he never wore because he was never flashy. He actually warned people that was under him about being flashy. This man almost killed his own brother because his brother was too flashy. Right? The one time that Frank Lucas decided to be flashy and go all out, didn't realize he was under investigation because they didn't know who was running the freaking drug business. He was that low key, right? And he wore the chinchilla coat. You guys can look it up. It's the story of the American Gangster. Or watch the movie The American Gangster that Denzel Washington did with Frank Lucas being he was there, so he knew what was going to happen in the movie. Like, Frank Lucas out of jail, you know what I'm saying? His handprints was all over this movie. Of course, there were things in the movie that was embellished for, movie, hype or whatever. But for the most part, he was a huge influence on the movie itself. Like, he was there. He knew the movie was coming out about him. Denzel Washington has sat down and talked with this man. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying? If you've never seen the movie, go watch it. Because I've seen it, right? American Gangster, right? So we know how that stuff went down. That's why I'm like, that is a. To know that that movie came out so long ago, and you come out and you portray a man like that. You know, I'm not a Frank Lucas fan or anything, but you don't do stuff like that, especially in a fictional world, because the entire story is fictional, except, you know, for the whole mob culture and stuff like that, right? The story of Tony Soprano is completely fictional, right? But you use somebody that's a real life person. You don't portray that person wrong. You get what I'm saying? You just don't do that. So I had a gripe with that as well. The whole situation turned out, I don't know who Harold, whatever that person is. Who is Harold? Did we know him in The Sopranos? Did I miss something? Because I don't remember any I don't remember any black person named Harold that was in the TV show. That why was this person? I guess they had to put somebody, you know, they had to create some sort of conflict within the script, right? And that was the conflict. But some of the stuff that led up to some stuff that just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. And then, as I said, I was watching the movie and I was like, where is this going? Well, you know what I'm saying? And then it ends up that Junior is the one that called a hit on Dickie Moltisanti for laughing at him. It's like, all right, bro. And then that's what influenced Tony. I wonder if he ever found out that it was Junior. I wonder if Tony ever found out. As I said, the performances, the acting in the show, very good for the most part. But other than that, all right, let's give it a rating. You guys know what I do: audio, visual, rewatchability, and story. Okay, you should already know where this is going. Audio, visual, on point, of course. They did a very good job with the cinematography, bringing us back to the 60s, I believe. It was good. It was great. I enjoyed that aspect of the movie. So I would definitely give that a 10 out of 10 for score of the movie, the sounds, everything, and the cinematography was great, right? But everything goes downhill from there. Rewatchability is at a 0 for me, a complete 0. I would never waste my time, another 2 hours of my life, watching this movie, because it made no sense. I get what they were trying to do with the script. You get what I'm saying? So let's talk about the story, as I've spent the last 10 minutes talking about it already. The story for this, what they were trying to say, as I've said already, is that Dickie Moltisanti was the biggest influence in Tony's life. And even though Dickie was advised to stay out of Tony's life, which he tried to, freaking Syl came in and was like, yo, the kid miss you, you know what I'm saying? And gave him the dumbest advice I've ever heard. You know, I get where Syl was coming from, but Dickie was actually doing a good thing, because he realized that he was a terrible influence on Tony's life. And I think when he threw the speakers out the window and he said, I want to have nothing to do with this thing, right? That was a great turning point for Tony's life. But then Syl come in and he invite him to the ice cream shop, but Dickie got killed before he could have gotten there. as I said, for the most part, if you really chop up this movie and really talk about it, there's nothing to talk about here. There's really nothing. This movie was not done well. It was poorly written, in my opinion. I think they could have done a lot more. I'm not talking about the length of the movie. I'm just talking about the overall story, and the overall script of the movie didn't really connect. And it's not necessarily that it needs to connect with me. It's just there's a huge disconnect between scenes, the way how it was edited. Stuff just didn't, there's no continuity, and that's something that I talk about on this channel a lot when it comes on to removing movies, TV shows, animes, whatever. I talk about continuity. You have to make things lead into stuff, or if you're going to foreshadow, when you do that reveal of what the foreshadowing is, make sure that it fucking connects, man. Cause this shit just, there's a huge disconnect. I was like, he dies. He dies, and the suggestion that I'm supposed to make up in my head is that because Dickie died, because he got shot down like a dog in the street, right? And some would argue he deserved it, right? He literally killed his father, right? Mind you, did his father deserve to die? No. You get what I'm saying? Report him. Take him to the police. You want his woman so bad. Let him get arrested for pushing the woman down. I don't even know if they used to arrest dudes for freaking domestic violence back in those days. I don't even know. You kill your father out of anger. Then you took his woman. His woman cheated on you, told you, and you decide to take her out too. Right? Serious anger issues. Right? This man, the person I least expect to him getting killed by or called a hit on him, I didn't see that coming from a mile away. It did not. It surprised me because I was thinking to myself, this is where the writing is going. Did I miss something when I was watching The Sopranos? Was this story told and I just don't remember? You guys can let me know, because this was never hinted at. I don't know if Junior told this story. I don't know. I don't remember. So if it was told during the TV show, I completely did not catch that at all. That is all I have to say about this. If you guys can make sense of it, if you love the movie, that's cool. You know, to each his own. I did not enjoy watching this, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna come up here and make it seem like, you know, this was the best movie ever or some shit like that, when I know there was a serious something wrong with this script, and I don't need a day to think about what I need to say about this, because I did not enjoy myself watching this. And this is not by influence of, you know, of the majority of people that said that this movie is bad. This is just me just watching the movie for myself and explaining to you why I didn't like it. So, as I said, the acting was the best thing about the movie. To be honest, it was the best thing about the movie. The actors executed the script that they were given. They did a very good job with the acting in the movie. It's just that they weren't given a good script to act, or they cut it up too much and left out a lot of things that could have made the movie connect. But it just didn't connect for me. But I have nothing else to say. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know, dislike the video if you want, but that's just my opinion on it, and it's just my opinion on it. You can let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I would appreciate that. I'll see you guys for the next one. We doing The Godfather 3. I'm gonna be watching that this next weekend, not this weekend. What am I saying? So next weekend I'll be watching The Godfather 3. So we'll continue with that saga, and finish The Godfather up. Then we'll move on to Goodfellas and all those other movies that you guys suggest. All right. So appreciate y'all, man. Leave a like if you feel like my review deserves a like. And I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.